the year 1095, Pope Urban II issued this edict to Christians across the entire Western world. This is what he said. He said, "I say it to those who are present. I command that it be said to those who are absent. Christ commands it. All who go thither and lose their lives, be it on the road or on the sea, or in the fight against the pagans, will be granted immediate forgiveness for their sins. This I grant to all who will march, by virtue of the great gift which God has given me." This declaration itself launched a series of Christian crusades that we're looking at this week, all the way to Jerusalem, that would sporadically take place over 200 years of bloodletting. A series of factors seem to come together at just the right moment to spark this fever at this time in the 12th century over retaking the Holy Land for Christ. There was, on one hand, a belief in the power of relics and holy places that actually stretched all the way back to Constantine's mother, and those holy places had come under the control of various Islamic groups, which was offensive to certain Christians. There was a desire that the Eastern and Western churches come back together, be reunited, healing the breach that had occurred in the year 1054. Maybe the Crusades were the way to enact that unity. There was an allure of bloodlust, xenophobia, racism that fell not only upon the Muslims and Turks of Jerusalem, but also among various Jewish communities along the way, sometimes even on other groups of Christians. And of course, as we just read, there was the promise of indulgences, of the unlimited forgiveness of sins from the popes themselves. The First Crusade, for which Pope Urban II was talking about, offering heaven for most anybody who would fight, was actually dramatically successful. It was a successful military campaign. July 15th, 1099, the Christians took control of the city of Jerusalem in terrible fashion, indiscriminately killing men, women, children, even infants. After that, 7 crusades of varying degrees would follow, each of which failed miserably. In 1187, finally, the most famous Muslim leader, Saladin, retook Jerusalem, and no crusade ever dislodged it again. The Crusades were fueled by visionary experiences, not unlike that which Constantine claimed to have experienced prior to the Battle of the Milvian Bridge. The Crusaders claimed to see visions of comets, angels. Some even said they saw the vision of the holy city of Jerusalem itself up in the sky. In the midst of one battle, one of the stranger stories of the Crusades is that a soldier claimed he had seen a vision of the spear which pierced Jesus' side buried at a certain spot near the battlefield. So soldiers took shovels and dug up the spot, and lo and behold, there was indeed a spear there. Entire orders of monks committed to celibacy and piety arose with a military purpose. I mean, imagine like the special military forces of the church. That's how it worked. And as if all this were not strange enough, a series of children's crusades were inaugurated that sent children marching eastward to their imminent death. I don't know that any of them actually made it to the Holy Land. From a movement that was persecuted by the military for its first 3 centuries of existence to a military movement itself, how do we Christians make sense of this era of our history? How does it still plague us today?